from England named Adam Mawson. These days he's recognized for writing and directing indie movies, and his TikTok feed is packed with travel vlogs, personal stories, and regular life stuff, nothing about ghosts or unexplained events. But decades earlier, back in 1991, he set up an old camcorder in his childhood home and ended up capturing something on tape that's still tough to explain. Because this was recorded more than 30 years ago, well before digital editing became simple for everyday people, the footage has that authentic, grainy feel of classic home videos. Then in April 2026, Adam finally shared a video breaking down what he recorded all those years earlier. And what's on that old tape is genuinely creepy.
So we have a follower that wants to see my Barbie Plays Shadow Ghost footage. Well, do you know what, mate? I'm going to treat you to it right now. I'm going to show you the original footage that I caught my dad's video camera back in 1991. This clip has been featured on so many paranormal shows over the years, and they tried to debunk it and they couldn't. Because what you're about to see might spook you a little bit. There you go, guys. Enjoy.
When the old footage is examined closely, something dark and transparent can be seen sitting in a chair. At first, it almost looks like a shadow burned into the room, but then the shape becomes clearer. You can make out what appears to be a human-like head, shoulders, and body, and this is where the clip becomes much harder to dismiss. The figure does not just sit there like a stain, reflection, or camera glitch. It moves slowly, fluidly, almost like a person rising from the chair. As the tape continues, the ghostly silhouette appears to stand up on its own, step away from the chair and disappear completely out of frame. No jump cut, no obvious trick. Just a dark apparition calmly leaving the room. So what did Adam's old camcorder really capture inside that childhood home? Was this one of the strangest shadow figures ever caught on camera from the early 90s? Or was it somehow staged long before modern editing made hoaxes easier? As always, you decide.
Numbers 4.
Some moments should never be filmed too closely, and this graveyard footage from Indonesia might be the reason why. On February 2nd, a family was gathered for a funeral, laying someone to rest for the final time. The ceremony had already ended and someone began recording the grave, almost like one last look before everyone walked away. But while the family was focused on saying goodbye, the camera may have captured something they never noticed in the moment. Something sitting among the mourners that clearly should not have been there. Take a close look. If you pay close attention to the group, you can spot a pale glowing shape sitting right among the mourners. It doesn't look like any of the other people there, and according to those who watched, nobody at the funeral noticed it until the video was examined later. Some viewers think it could be the spirit of the person who had just been laid to rest, staying close during their own ceremony. Others believe it might be an entirely different kind of entity, one attracted to sorrow, strong emotions, and the heavy atmosphere around a recent burial. But the most bizarre part is the glow itself. The figure seems to cast light onto the people sitting nearby, as though it's not simply a camera error but an actual source of illumination in the scene. And that brings up the big question: if something was glowing right beside them, how did no one turn their head, react, or even notice? Skeptics suggest it could be editing, lighting problems, or a well-made fake. But if it was staged, it was convincing enough to leave many viewers unsettled. So what do you think? Was this a genuine spirit captured on camera at a funeral? Or just another skillfully created paranormal hoax? You decide.
Subscribe to the channel for more paranormal content. This next video is number 3, yeah. Stop, will ya?
A TikTok creator who goes by Angus FV1 usually shares gaming footage and clips of his dog. His page isn't known for anything creepy or paranormal. But on April 16, 2026, he posted something very different. It showed something odd happening with a set of double doors in his house. Unsure of what he was seeing, he asked his dad to film it with him to see if the doors were truly moving by themselves.
Wait, if that's fully shot. Now, right, now let's just sit and wait. He's just lurking. Oh, off! Right off! Yo! What? Nah. What the f?
His father makes sure the double doors are shut tight. To check for any breeze or air current, he sets a lightweight plastic bag right in the doorway. The bag stays completely still, proving there's no draft. Shortly after, the heavy door unlatches and swings open on its own. No hand, no person, and no visible force from the other side. That's eerie enough already. But when the footage gets enhanced, it becomes even more chilling. Looking into the dark hallway behind the open door, at the far end, the outline of a dark shadow figure stands perfectly still, watching. It doesn't move. So, could this be explained by a loose latch, air pressure, or a trick of the light? Or did Angus accidentally capture a real shadow figure inside his home? You decide.
Number 2.
A TikTok creator known as Coven Haircuts shared a clip on their account back in July 2020. The video shows what they claim was bizarre activity happening inside their apartment during the late hours. The uploader says weird events occur there regularly, such as doors opening and shutting by themselves. But they insist what happened on this particular night went way beyond their usual experiences. The footage you just watched shows what looks like an invisible force yanking a cat across the floor. Adding to the oddity, another part of the clip shows a chair sliding away from the table without anyone touching it. It's the sort of scene that makes you stop and wonder exactly what you're watching. Truth be told, the whole thing has a dreamlike quality that some people today might mistake for AI-generated content. However, this video was actually shared back in 2020, well before those advanced AI tools became common. So an AI explanation doesn't seem very likely here. That said, the chance of it being a hoax is still worth considering, especially given how strange the events are. It's understandable why some viewers might suspect some kind of trick was involved. Regardless, this clip has left people puzzled for years now. What do you believe was really going on inside that apartment? Was there truly some unseen presence moving the cat and chair, or is there another explanation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. All these recordings appear to come from the same Spanish-speaking household. What makes them unsettling is how the activity seems to intensify across multiple nights. It begins quietly enough. A bedroom camera shows someone sleeping peacefully under a black and white blanket, with faint city lights filtering through the curtains. Nothing in the room moves. Nothing sounds out of place. But pay close attention around the 6-second mark. Look at the right side window pane. Something is already there. In the glass reflection, a tall shadowy figure with a clear head and shoulders suddenly appears near the edge. It leans forward slightly, almost as though it's peering in from just outside the view. Many who watched described it as a classic shadow person, one of those dark, humanoid shapes often seen in haunted homes, hallways, and mirrors. Others suggested it might simply be a reflection from outside light or some kind of visual trick. Still, the way it stays completely still and holds its position makes it hard to dismiss as nothing. Was it just a reflection or a real person? Or could it have been something paranormal captured on camera? The family's strange activity didn't end there. Not long after, the woman began recording another unsettling event inside the home. For nearly 5 minutes, the television kept switching channels and turning its volume down on its own, with no one touching the remote. To prove the buttons weren't stuck, she even wrapped the remote in plastic wrap. Yet the changes continued anyway.
Miren cómo le baja el volumen y cambia el canal. Es re pesado. Hace 5 minutos más o menos que está así. Y es el único control que hay. No lo estoy usando. Y pone el mismo canal siempre. Así que es la vieja escuela. Es el único control que hay. Y no tenemos... Literalmente no hay otro. No lo estoy usando. Pero si yo pongo el otro... Me lo vuelve a bajar. Y me lo vuelve a cambiar. Es un patrón, parece que no quiere que veamos Gravity Falls. Y me lo baja. No lo voy a tocar más. Le vamos a tener que ver los picapiedras.
The TV keeps lowering the volume, cutting to black and switching back to the same channel again and again. No matter what she tries to watch, it keeps returning to the Flintstones. At one point, she places the remote completely down on the bed and the television still continues. She even says it out loud, almost like whatever is in the house does not want them watching anything else. Now, maybe this is just a technical glitch. Maybe it is signal interference, a faulty remote, or some strange software issue. But when the same channel keeps forcing itself back over and over, it starts to feel less random and more intentional. In many paranormal activity cases, electronics are believed to be affected by unseen energy, almost like something in the room is trying to communicate or control the space. The woman eventually gives in, half nervous and half frustrated, saying they may just have to watch the Flintstones. But soon, the haunting seems to move beyond electronics. During the day, she tries to light a charcoal disc used for incense and spiritual cleansing. She explains that she has already tried cleaning the space with vinegar and this is now her 5th attempt to light it. She places the charcoal in a small white holder and walks toward the window. Listen carefully.
Voy a prender una esferita mágica porque ya había limpiado igual con vinagre el piso, pero parece que no lo calmó. Generalmente cuando prendo esto se calma un toque. El tema es que se prenda, porque ya es la 5ª vez que lo trato de prender. Saltó, ¿lo vieron? Saltó. ¿Pero dónde cayó? Literalmente se partió.
Charcoal discs can crack, spark, or pop when there is trapped moisture inside. But what happens here looks far more violent than a normal reaction. The smoke, the force, and the way it bursts apart make the moment feel much more stranger, and because she was using it to cleanse the home, many viewers saw the explosion as more than just an accident. In some spiritual traditions, when a cleansing attempt fails in a dramatic way, people believe it may be a sign of resistance, as if something dark inside the house does not want to leave. By night, the woman seems even more disturbed. This time, she films the bathroom door. It is a white door with textured privacy glass, and she says she can see something standing behind it. The phone reflection makes it difficult to see at first, but then the shape becomes clear. Watch closely.
Pero el celular le da el reflejo. Literalmente no puedo ir al baño tranquila porque está él. Y no hay nadie en la casa. Nadie de nadie está en la casa.
Behind the pebbled glass, a dark human-like silhouette can be seen standing completely still. You can make out what looks like a head, shoulders, and the outline of someone waiting on the other side of the door. Then she moves the camera down the dark hallway to prove no one is there and says plainly that there is nobody else inside the house. So now we have the same home, the same family, and several disturbing moments: a shadow figure in the window reflection, a television that seems to choose its own channel, a cleansing ritual that violently fails, and finally, a dark figure standing behind a closed bathroom door in an empty house. Was this just a series of strange coincidences, glitches, and reflections? Or did this family capture real paranormal activity inside their home? As always, you decide.
Subscribe to the channel for more paranormal content, if you dare.
Bonus clip. Fuck up, Stone Cold steps up.
A woman named Sarah Hughes from Bisbee, Arizona, shared some home security footage on her TikTok account on March 1, 2026. The recording took place in her backyard during the late hours of the night. According to Sarah, her Ring camera sent her an alert indicating that a person had been detected outside. Not anticipating any visitors that evening, she chose to look at the footage personally. Here's what she uncovered. Far in the background of Sarah's security camera footage, a figure that looks human can be seen moving across her yard. It eventually fades out of sight. Because it's so far away, it's hard to see any clear details, but the camera picked it up as if it were a person. The clip doesn't give much more information though. We don't get a closer view or learn where this figure came from or went to. Viewers have shared lots of ideas about it. Some think it might be something supernatural. Others suggest it could just be how security cameras make distant people appear pale or blurry, especially at night with night vision on. Since there's no better angle, it's hard to say for sure what was caught. Even now, Sarah doesn't know what was moving through her yard that night, and is hoping someone online can help figure it out. What do you believe was on her security camera? Just a person walking by, or something more mysterious? You at home can be the judge.
Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling.
My name is Jeff.